Hi, welcome back. A number of you have written on social media that although you really like the idea of permanent jewelry and a permanent bracelet, what if there was an emergency, a medical emergency like an MRI, or if you had to take it off? Then what then? Would it be wasted all for naught? Well, not at all. I want to let you know, I'm going to show you today how to very easily remove it and what you can possibly do so that you can continue to wear it however which way you would like. Now, if you know that you are going to be having regular MRIs, or you have a pre-existing condition that makes it very likely that you'll have to take off the bracelet, then I would suggest you make one with a clasp and not have it completely welded on. There are a number of places that do the permanent bracelet who would be able to do a custom length bracelet with a clasp, and those are lovely. But today, what I'm going to do is show you how and what to do. Now, for the business side, later on, I'm going to discuss what is the best method. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy this video. So in case of emergency and I want to, or when I'm ready to take this off, the best way to do it, if you do not have a pair of wire cutters, is simply use a toenail clipper and find where that jumpring is that was welded. And if you want to save that jumpring, just find where it is, clip it down, okay, and I've cut it already, and just push like such. And I'm going to do a close-up, and there it is. Don't worry if no jumpring was ever used and the person had it welded like this and you cannot see where the ring is, because when they add on a clasp, it will take a bit of room. So it's okay to lose one of the links. Okay, so what I just did was I cut this off, and I would suggest you go back to the store that you had it welded for you, because they would have other components and they would be able to give you a better deal. But in the event that you were traveling, you had that done, any place that does permanent jewelry will be able to do this cost effectively. Or you can go to a jeweler, but the permanent welders can do it. They already have the rings. So now moving on to about sizes, and I'm going to show you how to weld the lobster clasp on. This was originally the ring. Now you can certainly do it like this, but in this case, I think I might want to do it like such, and then have the same ring on the other side if I wanted to, or no ring. But say I'm going to do it like this. If it was the case that it was a thin chain like this, then I would want a larger ring just to put it on. Okay, so what I do now is I open this like such, loop the chain and the clasp through the end like this, and then I use a pair the other side, close it, okay. Now 7.5 watts, and I'm going to find the seam, and I'm going to focus like this, and
go. I'm going to do the other side just in case. Okay. And as I always say, check your work. Okay. So in the event that this is a big enough finish, you can just go like this. But if, say, the person wants a larger clasp, has arthritis, this is a little bit harder. You have to go sideways. So I'm going to add a ring on the other side. So this is done. I'm going to add a ring on the other side. This, I'm going to make sure it's flush. Okay, I'm pretty sure that did it. But I'm gonna check again. Okay. It did snap open with a bit of force. So I'm going to do it again. And it's okay. It happens to everybody. And I'm going to go to the other side as well. Okay. You generally have a pretty good idea when it has snapped. Okay, so it's good. And I'm going to remove the oxidation. So I have here a 5 mm thicker jump ring because I like the aesthetic of it. So now you have a bracelet. Now, I only did this demonstration so that I could show you, but I want to make it back into my regular bracelet afterwards. So basically though, what you want to do is you actually want to measure out and remove a link or two before you put on a clasp. But you want to measure first in case the person before, now they want it a little looser, then this is a great opportunity now to make it loose. If it was too loose before, you can cut a little bit more. So there you have it. Always measure before cutting to include the clasp. The other thing is there are many, many different sizes of clasps. This is a gorgeous bracelet chain. And you see, this would be an awesome custom bracelet for a man, for someone who just likes funky statement pieces. So this would be a good size rather than, say, something smaller or daintier. So it's a matter of balance. Like this is too small. So there are many options out there, and you would need the appropriate jump rings. So the other thing is, for instance, this whisper light, I love this, it's so delicate, would be more appropriate with this ring, like this. And same thing with this one, I prefer that. So I'm going to show you some pictures and proportions of appropriate clasp. For instance, a thicker would be with a lobster clasp, whereas something thinner, like this staple chain that comes in thick and thin, for a spring ring clasp. And a chunkier chain like this curb deserves a bigger clasp. With the satellite, sometimes you'll need to ream out thin chains, and I have a video for that. As well, here with larger figure 8, you can use a variety. And this coin chain, I have 2 clasps to show you so that it's a matter of preference. There's a lot out there on the market. I wholesale chains and components for permanent bracelets, and I'm going to put information below with a link as well as information on the micro welder.